But as you mentioned, the changing of the guard with the New Orleans Saints, Taysom Hill is now our topic number 7, and he just got a big deal, 4 years, $140 million. But what I keep hearing is a couple of things. One, these deals, especially his, all years are voidable. Some of these NFL contracts I just don't understand, but all 4 years are voidable. And then also by doing this way, he actually saved the Saints $7.5 million on the salary cap for 2021. So very interesting situation for the Saints quarterback position.
Yeah, quickly before I move on to Taysom Hill, I think Drew Brees is one of those guys that chalk one up for the little guys. He was a little quarterback that proved he could get it done, and he put up Hall of Fame numbers, but he also bet on himself. Like you said, San Diego said, nah, man, that shoulder's done, and we don't even think you're going to have a career. And he said, I am going to have a career. I'm going to be a top 10 quarterback, and he went on to do it with the New Orleans Saints. So it's going to be big shoes to fill. And I think the Saints did the right thing in getting 2 quarterbacks, technically. So they signed Taysom Hill to this $140 million contract, which, in my opinion, this guy is not worth it. He is a gimmick football player, okay, where you just slide him in occasionally to run a few gimmick plays. And once the defense figures it out, you've got nothing to go back to. He's not a full-time quarterback. He can't throw the ball downfield. The only thing he can do is obviously – I say throw the ball downfield. Only thing he can do is throw the deep ball. He can't throw that in-between ball, that 10 to 20-yard ball, which is a must in the NFL. He's horrible at throwing the short ball. I mean, the one game that he played, he had a good showing recently when Drew Brees was hurt this season. But I think if Jameis Winston had played that whole game, I think he would have done just as well. And so they had an insurance policy because they signed Jameis Winston to a $12 million deal, I believe, 1 year as well. So I would be shocked if Winston wasn't the quarterback and then they're just still bringing Taysom Hill in to do a few gimmick plays, because that's all he is. To me, hey, Taysom Hill, if you're watching the show, subscribe, because you're a trash player. You're a trash gimmick player. I've been tweeting about it for a long time now. This guy is not worth $140 million. That's why they made this contract voidable. So if he doesn't produce at all, they can just scratch him off the roster. All right. He's not that good. And like I said, I can go on and on all night about how he's not a quarterback at all. Carson Wentz is better than him. So I know of that guy, that Carson Wentz fan. If you're watching this episode, I'll give you that. Carson Wentz is better than Taysom Hill. But that doesn't say much because, like I said, Taysom Hill is not a good quarterback. He is a gimmick football player that comes in and does a couple of gimmick plays. Jameis Winston should be the starting quarterback for the Saints team.
Yeah, I think the Saints are looking at this like, we know what Taysom Hill is. We know what we can do with him. We've had Jameis Winston in our program now for a year. We'll sign him to a 1-year deal, kind of a prove-it deal. Now you have these 2 guys kind of duke it out in camp. I would imagine Winston's going to win out in camp and be the starting quarterback. And then you bring Taysom Hill in like you did when they had Drew Brees. But then, unless something happens where they make a move for Deshaun Watson or, Russell Wilson might be in play. It doesn't sound like – I don't think Russell Wilson's going anywhere again like we talked about last week. But and I don't think they have enough to go get a Deshaun Watson or somebody like that either. So I think this was kind of their only option, to just have these 2 guys that they know now pretty well come into camp, fight it out for the starting quarterback position with Jameis Winston. It's $12 million for the 1 year, but there's also incentives included in that. So if he doesn't start, or if he gets hurt, or if there's, if he doesn't play well, he doesn't get to that $12 million. So I think this was smart by the Saints in the way that they set this whole thing up and how they wanted to try to figure out the quarterback position almost on the fly here in 2021.
Yeah, I think to your point, you've got to be like part lawyer, part scientist to decipher these NFL contracts nowadays. Yep. Because, I mean, what's voidable, what's guaranteed, what's not, when can we cut you? It's there's a lot of small writing in these contracts. So I know the agents are really diving into them. But, yeah, I think it's a contract that, like I said, I don't think you get to see the full 4 years of this Taysom Hill contract. And I'd be shocked if Jameis Winston wasn't the starter for this Saints team going forward.